I believe I'm beginning to understand why Representative Pelosi's first apparent official action as Speaker of the House was to take impeachment off the table. It appears that she was secretly informed in 2002 that the U.S. was torturing suspects for information, and since she did not attempt to stop it, she is liable under the same criminal statutes as Dick Cheney and most of the others in our neocon administration. It pretty much goes for explaining why McCasey wouldn't admit that waterboarding is torture, because it turns out he convicted a man based on information derived from, quote, enhanced techniques, unquote. A phrase quite often heard: the U.S. does not torture. But if you ask them what are these aggressive enhanced techniques, they can't tell you. It's a state secret. Now, court has ordered you, the government, to show us the videotapes. Can't. They've been destroyed. Why? To protect state secrets. You know, when the U.S. was started, the government was created to be open. That's why they do the budget every year, so that we as citizens can go through it and see where our tax money is being spent. And the people's lives were to be private, protected. It's what most of the 10 amendments are for, to spell out explicitly the loopholes, the rigmarole the government has to perform in order to get a closer look at our personal lives. But now, the government operates by state secrets, behind closed doors, and has 16 different spy agencies, which, by the way, 70% of the work is being done by private contractors. Some of them even headquartered in foreign countries. And they're bound and determined to learn everything they can about what we think, do, and say, read, write, and buy, where we work, what we study, how we play, and most important, whether or not we support the status quo. Somehow we've allowed the country bequeathed to us to do a 180 and become the type of country our forefathers fought a war to get out from under their rule. And our current rulers believe they can act above the law or outside of it. That is called criminal intent if you or I do it. When the leaders of a nation act with criminal intent and use the powers they possess to smother all dissent, then the very act of speaking truth will get you labeled as a nation hater. You'll be vilified and chastised. They'll even claim that you are a traitor. Every time our national leaders want us all just to conform, all the so-called media pundits start to dictate as to what is the norm. And if you differ in the slightest from what they want you to think, they'll impugn your credibility and push you to the brink, even toss you in the clink. Even though the very first constitutional amendment declares our right to challenge the status quo. If you do, I can pretty much guarantee that the powers that be will do all that they can to belittle, contain, and deride whatever you show. They will harass and detain you. Yeah, probably throw you in jail. And they're trying their utmost best to even deny you the chance to post bail. Another one of those amendments. The more secretive the government, the less freedom you and I will know. Now, into the circle file.